To all Atma Jyotis, divine light of the self. I welcome all of you for today's session of Brahma Sutra. What is Brahma Sutra? Sutra means thread. Brahma Sutra means a thread which connects various teachings about Brahman. Brahman is Supreme God, Supreme Reality. Various teachings of Brahman are connected through a thread, Sutra. What is this various teaching? There are many teachings of Sanatana Dharma spread across Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Prakarana Grantha, okay? Then Puranas, Itihasas, many places, lot of teachings are spread over. These teachings are brought together in the form of Brahma Sutra. So these teachings you can think as beads. Okay. So beads you cannot wear. But beads have to be made into necklace. Like that, the teachings distributed many places have to be made into a garland for us to wear it. So that is Brahma Sutra. So there may be many teachings, many places. There are so many teachings, so many places. They're like beads scattered. But through all of them, one thread runs through. There's one thread which goes through all of them. Then only it will become a garland. Right? Thread is not visible. The garland is visible. So the thread is the entire teaching of Sanatana Dharma is teaching about Tattvamasi. You are that. Jivatma, Paramatma, Ekatvam is the thread which runs through all teachings. Whether it's Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutra, Upanishad, Ramayana, Mahabharata, okay, 18 Puranas, one thread is running through all of them. The thread is only one common theme. That is Tattvamasi, you are that. For us to appreciate the common thread running through all these, Bhagavan Vedavyasa Maharshi, also called Badarayana, composed Brahma Sutras. Various teachings which are there scattered in many places, he tries to bring them together in the form of a garland. That's called Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutra is Brahman. So, if it is Brahman, why I have to study? Because it's about Brahma Sutra. It's also about Atma Sutra. It's about you. It's about us. Who am I? So the inquiry into Brahman is also inquiry into your own nature, or inquiry into the nature of anything in the world. Everything in the world has an essential nature called Brahman, awareness. So if you start thinking that Brahma Sutra is about my own nature, then you will appreciate the real meaning of Brahma Sutra. Who am I? That inquiry is Brahma Sutra. All of us are related to Brahman, Supreme Reality, like a wave is related to water. The wave is not different from water. The wave has an appearance of water, has an appearance of wave, but water itself is not affected by the wave. Like that, Brahman is the Supreme Reality, like water. Jiva or individual is like a wave. Wave is never different from water. But wave appears to be different from water. And wave thinks it is different from water. So that is the cause of suffering for the wave. It's the thought, it's the thinking which causes suffering. So right thinking can happen through right contemplation, right meditation. And that right thinking, right contemplation, right meditation is called contemplation of Brahma Sutra. First, let us offer our pranams to Guru Parampara. Srimad Narayana. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram. We started on the chapter 4 of Brahma Sutra. Chapter 4 is about Mukti, liberation. Understanding oneness of Jivatma, Paramatma, Ekatvam is Mukti. What is the nature of Mukti? What is the nature of liberation? People have confusion. Sri Vedavyasa Maharshi and Sri Shankaracharya is trying to bring clarity about the nature of Mukti, nature of liberation in the chapter 4. In the chapter 4, chapter has 4 padas or 4 sections. Section 1 is about karma. What happened to the karma of all of us? What happened to the karma of a upasaka, bhakta? What happened to the karma of a gnani? So it's about karma. Second chapter, second pada or second section is about the process of death of a gnani, of a upasaka, of a adnani, how the person dies. We are completing the section 2 today. Okay, so let us just recollect what let us recollect what we have understood so far in the last sutra. There are 3 types of living beings. There are 3 types of living beings. Somebody who is ignorant is called Adnani. What is ignorant? Ignorant means he is not aware of his own nature. An ignorant person doesn't mean not knowledgeable. There are many people very knowledgeable. Okay, they may be well educated in science, physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology, or many other subjects. The education does not mean ignorance. You may be educated about subject, about any subject in the world, but you are uneducated about your own nature. The real subject is you. What is the use of knowing 10,000 subjects in the world when you don't know one subject which is you? You are the subject and everything else is the object. We are very good in knowing about the object, but we don't know about the subject. Subject means myself. So a person who knows many subjects in the world is called knowledgeable. Vedanta says, if you don't know the real subject which is you, then you are ignorant. So the ignorance and knowledge is not about the subjects of the world. I had one of my classmate. He is a walking encyclopedia. Anywhere he goes, okay, anywhere he goes, any quiz competition, he always wins the prize. He's a walking encyclopedia of cricket match. You ask him, 1952, how many matches happened? He'll tell. In which match, who won? He'll tell. In which match, who scored less than 50? He'll tell. It's like a computer. Okay. But that person is a miserable wreck, mentally disturbed. He knows so many subjects about the world. He is so very competitive, wins any competition. The mentally depressed person. So when you say ignorant, Don't judge a person by how many degrees he has, how big he has how big is his qualification. Whatever be the number of qualifications, degrees you add after your name, it does not matter. Are you peaceful? Do you know about yourself? Do you know about your own relationship to God? That is called Adnani. Sri Shankaracharya says, a Adnani will go through a repeated cycle of birth. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jatare shayanam, yah samsare, bahu dussare, krapaya pare, pahi murare. We'll go, the ignorant person, Adnani, will go through many cycles of birth and death. Why? Why does he go through many cycles of birth and death? Because one life he is not satisfied. He wants many more lives. The current life is not satisfactory. He is unsatisfied. He is hungry for more experience in life. I want more. A dil mange more. So that's why he'll take another birth. He'll take another birth. If he is satisfied one life, why he will take another birth? There's no point. Because taking birth is a burden now. Being born as a baby, learning a hard way, growing up, getting married, becoming old. It's a hard way. Why do you want to go through a hard way of journey if you are already satisfied with this? That is the reason Punarapi Janam, Punarapi Maranam. It is like somebody who is hungry. You feed him well. Then, do you want one more jalebi? No, I'm full. Do you want one more sweet? I'm full. Sweet and jalebi doesn't attract him because he's already full. Have you led a full life here this lifetime? That's the question. One who leads a full lifetime is called Purna. One who has attained Purnatva, the fullness of life. Have you attained the fullness of life? So that fullness of life is called Purnatva. That's why many of the festivals we call as Purnima. Guru Purnima means Guru is Purna. He has attained the fullness. It has nothing to do with the moon. Incidentally, it's given as an example as a moon. Purnima is for our ancestors wants to communicate. Purnima means Purnatva, fullness of life. What all we do get a fullness of life? Tell me. Huh? What you don't do to get a fullness of life? Eating, mating, okay? Producing children, right? Trying to grow up the children. Huh? Somewhere you want to try to get the fullness of life. And whatever you do, life is empty, half. Okay? Apurna. So if you are Apurna, the Purnatva, okay, that one who is Apurna, and he is Apurna because he has not realized his own nature, essential nature. Such a person is called ignorant person. Okay, Adnani is not about an illiterate person. Okay, it is about a person who is maybe very knowledgeable about many subjects, but he is ignorant about one subject, self. You know everything in the world, but if you don't know about yourself, then ignorant person. So that is the first type of death. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. Second type of death, Brahmasutra speaks of, is about Upasaka. Upasaka means meditator. A Bhakta. Okay. So Bhakta is also considered as ignorant person. Brahmasutra. Because Bhakta considers God as separate from himself. When you consider God as separate from himself, yourself, okay, the all-pervading nature of God is not understood. The bhakta has a sense of separation from the God. Okay. As long as it doesn't realize the sense of separate oneness with the God, the total oneness, then it becomes sayujya. Then he becomes gnani. The bhakta becomes mukta. If he realizes oneness. So bhakta goes through 4 stages: salokya, samipya, sarupya, and sayujya. Salokya means bhakta please feels the presence of God in his house. That's what we do during puja days, during festivals. We invite God into our house. Do you do that? Bring a Ganesha statue. Ahvanam karishyami. Then you offer Shodashopachara puja. 16 types of puja. Just like when a guest comes into your house, you offer something to the guest. Then you do Visarjana. That means God has come to your house. It's called Salokya. In your house, in your loka, he has come, God. So that is very temporary, very minimal. Maybe during puja time, morning, half an hour. Okay, right? Salokya. Then it becomes Samipya. Samipya means you feel the closeness to God wherever you are. Okay. Salokya is temporary. Samipya is a little bit closer. Samipya means closeness. I am closer to God, closer to Brahman. Right? So what is the meaning of closer to Brahman? What is the meaning of close friend? She is my close friend. He is my close friend means what? So you are stitched together. You are you're joined at hip or something like that. The closeness is mental closeness, right? Mental closeness. So you are closer to God mentally because you feel the presence of God mentally most of the time. First, you salokya means you have to feel the presence of God as in the puja room, physical. Samipya means mental closeness, right? Throughout the day, you'll feel mental closeness. Because God is all pervading, mental closeness is you feel everywhere. Whatever you see, you feel God, presence of God, right? You feel connected with God whenever you see some person, whenever you see animal, because God is everywhere. So now God starts moving out of the puja room into the world. Earlier, God is in the puja room only, right? Half an hour puja and safely locked after that. Okay, that's called Salokya. When it becomes Samipya, the presence of God is felt mentally everywhere. So now God has come out of the puja room. God has come into the world. You understand? Everything in the world is God now. The presence of God. So Bhakta, this is a progression of Bhakta from Salokya to Samipya. There was one saint called Kumbhar, Gora Kumbhar. His wife used to give him, he is a pot seller. He sells pots. He goes to the market and sells pots. His wife used to give him the food for eating. It's called butti. Butti means pack the food. He goes to the market, tries to sell pots. One day, a dog snatches that pot, the food, and runs. So this person starts running behind the dog. His neighbor says, let the dog take their food. No, it's hungry. I'll share with mine. He says, I'm not running behind the dog to take back the food. The dog is nothing but God only. The difference between dog and God is G-O-D, D-O-G. It's just dog ulta is God. The presence of God is there in dog. The God has come to my house, come to me to take food today. Prasadam, Naivedyam. But he forgot to take the ghee. I'm trying to feed the ghee to that person. Ghee to the dog. So now God is no longer in the puja room. Okay, God has become all animals, all living beings. So that's why puja is not what you do in the puja room. Puja is what you do after the puja room. That's called Samipya. Are you able to feel the presence of God, mental presence of the God? Everywhere. Okay. The bhakta has moved from Salokya to Samipya. Then becomes Sarupya. Sarupya means what? Rupa, form. Okay. So Sarupya means bhakta takes the form of a god. Now this is not physical form. This is a mental form. Your mind becomes purified. So it reflects the divinity in you. Qualities of God. Right? Like twins are there. Okay. Twins. Twins, they look alike. There may be sometimes twins which are not look alike. Okay. But their mind will be alike. Thinking will be alike. They'll think exactly same thing. If one person starts one sentence, other person completes it. The mind is same. I had in my college days, we had twins. Okay. They intentionally took one subject, one person took electrons, and the person took mechanical engineering. But their minds are so tuned. If once a person says something, other person will complete it. In sync. I had my friend of mine. We were classmates for almost more than starting from 8th standard up to MTech. We were classmates always, and always we used to spend the evening together. People used to call us twins. Okay, our minds are so tuned that if I start something, he will be completing it. So like-minded. Ready? And it so happened that both of us went for IIT entrance exam. And both of us got 92.61, 2 decimal places. That getting 92.61, and we got the same seat, same place in the same college. 92.61, the chance of 92.61 getting 2 persons getting exactly same mark in lakhs of people who are participating is 1 in million. And we didn't copy. So I am trying to tell you how minds can be tuned. So now Bhakta's mind will be tuned to God. Then he becomes Sarupya. Bhakta will take the form of the God, not physically, psychologically. Okay. So if you are Rama Bhakta, you will start taking the form of Rama. Not that you will take a bow and arrow and go and kill Ravana. Okay, Rama is the embodiment of Dharma. In your all your actions, Dharma will ooze. Dharma will start coming. Every action of your single action will be Dharma. Because Rama is Vigrahavan Dharma. If you are Shiva Bhakta, physically you may not change, but psychologically change. Psychological develop divine qualities of Shiva. What is Shiva's psychological quality? Vairagya. Vairagya means not running away from anywhere. Vairagya means Shiva has a big family. Okay, Shiva's family is a very strange family. The wife is Chandi, Chamundi. Shiva's vehicle is a bull, and wife's vehicle is a tiger, lion. Okay, with all these contradictions, he is able to live. And he is still Vairagya. And his servants, not the Bhutaganas, they dance and sing. Elephant head. So all contradictions is still peaceful. That's called Shiva. Okay, so a Shiva Bhakta, real Shiva Bhakta, will be taking the form of Shiva, not physically, psychologically. That's called Sarupya. So this is how it happens. Krishna Bhakta will take the psychological. Otherwise, we are not Bhakta. We will be either in Salokya, Samipya, or below. Okay, the qualities of divinity has to come in you. That is the purpose of Saguna Upasana. So here, Upasaka is Saguna Upasaka with the form, and Saguna Upasana is called Adnani because he has not realized the merger with the oneness of the Bhagavan. Sayujya has not happened. Sarupya, he might have it. Okay, still he feels a sense of separation from God. Then Sayujya happens. Sayujya means merger, one with God. Now, God and the devotee are not separated. Bhakta and Bhagavan are one. So, Bhakta doesn't claim I am Bhagavan. Bhakta has merged with Bhagavan. Then what will happen? For other people, the Bhakta appears like Bhagavan. It's not you claiming it's like, oh, he's a divine person, we'll say. Right? Other people start recognizing the divinity flowing through this person. That's called Sayujya. This happens when you are alive. Okay, Salokya, Samipya, Sarupya, Sayujya. Are we clear? So similarly, whatever who is our deity will attain the quality of the deity. That's the purpose of Saguna Upasana. Purification of the mind. Okay. If you are a devotee of a guru, the qualities of guru will manifest in you. That's called Samipya. Then Sarupya means same thinking. Jnana of the guru will flow through your mouth. That's Sarupya. Understand? So this is the progression in Jnana, Mukti. So here we are speaking of a Upasaka who has not attained Sayujya. Merger has not happened. Salokya, Samipya, Sarupya probably has gone through when he is alive. Then when he dies, what will happen is called number 2. Right? By birth, he has taken a birth, but he has become throughout life, he has done a devotion. He has gone through Salokya, Samipya, Sarupya, probably. Sayujya has not happened. When Sayujya has not happened, still he is an ignorant person. Adnani. Why? Because still there's a gap, separation between the Bhakta and Bhagavan. That means there's a place where Bhagavan is not there fully. All pervading reality, okay, is not there somewhere fully. So there's a gap. That's why the gap is there. That's why it's called ignorant person. Right? Now, he also goes through a death. But a Upasaka has to do Upasana till his last breath, because he has not attained a full Jnana. Still there is a gap. So Bhagavad Gita says, Antakale, at the time of death, you should remember me. At the time of death. Because at the time of death, some other thoughts come, you will go there. That is not true for a Jnani. Bhakta can still get, last moment he can get diverted. Last minute is last breath. Last breath is last thought. Can change it because he is not fully Jnani. So what happened to him? He will be born in birth of Brahmaloka. Brahmaloka means Ishta Devata Loka. Then he goes to Krama Mukti. His education is not complete. He has to learn Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana there. Brahmasutra, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad study has to continue there. Education is not complete. And who is the guru there? Brahmaji will become the guru. Or Brahmaji has an institution where teaching happens. Then he will get a Brahmadnana, Atmadnana, Brahmadnana after that. And when he gets Atmadnana or Brahmadnana after that, he will become Mukta, Jivan Mukta. When the Brahmaji's time gets over, that means Pralaya happens. Okay, then he becomes Videha Mukta. So here, up to this point, there's no difference between the Acharyas. Same. Only Ramanujacharya says, when he gets a Videha Mukta, Shankaracharya says Videha Mukta means body will be dropped. There will be no more body. Ramanujacharya says he will take the body of Chaitanyamaya Rupa and he will serve the Lord. So there's a difference of opinion. But that's after billions of years. Let us not worry about that. Up to this point, both are same. Both are same. Are we clear? So this is the second type of death, Upasaka. And there is a third type of death. Jnani, clean and safe. No, nothing. So Jnani, for him, once he gets Atma Jnana, he is established in Atma Jnana, he calls Jnana Nishta or Brahma Nishta. So Jnana Nishta or Brahma Nishta does not matter how he dies, where he dies, what condition he dies. Okay? The time, space, and what he thinks at the time of death also doesn't matter. Yes, he becomes Videha Mukta. So what we say, last moment you have to have a thought is refers to Upasaka, not for a Dani. Dani is already established in Brahman. That's why it's called Jivan Mukta. He has got a Brahmadnana. So Jivan Mukta, he lives the bliss of Jivan Mukti when he is alive. And after death, he becomes Videha Mukta. Okay. So in case of Dani, the type of death, the place of death, thoughts in the death, none of them matter. That matters only in case of Upasaka. In case of Adnani, last moment thoughts will take him to next life.
Oh, unfortunate, sir. All through life you think of God. That moment you don't think and you're gone.
No, that moment you don't think is not because you are not thinking of God. Something becomes more important to you than the God. That's why the last moment thought comes.
How can we change the karmic equation where you're...
No, it's not a karmic equation. That's what I'm saying. It's always something we do consciously and something which is there subconsciously. Okay. Subconsciously, what is important to us will always be hidden. So I'll give you an example. Right. The example I'll tell you is two stories I'll tell you as example. Bharata Chakravarti heard. In his name, India was called Bharatakanda. Means our country got a name from a Bharata Chakravarti. At the age of 45 or 50, he said he left his empire. It's an empire. Imagine somebody living an empire. Even we don't live on a piece of land. Right? Grab the land. At the age of 90 also we'll be thinking, what else I have to do? So he left at the age of ripe age. I mean, age where still you can do sadhana. Right? So then he went to forest and he started meditating. He got a baby deer whose mother has died. He started taking care of the baby deer. So Bharata Chakravarti is a wise man. He has spent through Gurukula as a king and he is able to renounce the kingdom, emperor. Right? The last moment, he became old man. The last thought for him is, who will take care of this deer? Bhagavan, Brahman is gone. Okay? What is deep-rooted thought will come. Not because he is forgetting Brahman. Imagine he has left the attachment for the empire. But attachment for the deer, he could not live. It is not about attachment for the deer. Okay? What is there is he has missed some aspects of God. For everybody in the world, the God is the sole one who takes care of.
Probably sees God in the deer.
No. Then he will get mukti. He would not have got, he didn't get mukti. So what he remembers, now he remembers deer. Then he is born as a deer in the next life. But because of his sadhana, he remembers. Actually, many animals have the ability to remember. Ramana Maharshi's ashram, many animals were there. Ramana Maharshi used to say they were sadhakas in the previous life. They are not animal birth. Human beings taken birth of animal to live with a Mahatma to get a Jnana. They are Yoga Prashnas. So now they are called Yoga Prashnas. Okay, he lives in the ashram, continues his study, satsang. Okay, Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasa continues as a deer. Next life, he is born as a Brahmin called Jadabharata. In that life, he gets a mukti, liberation. Now Vishnu is fully established. Purna. Okay. So, if your wisdom is not fully established, then other vasanas can come. There is a Lalitopakhana, means the story of Lalita Devi. Navratri is coming, no? Lalitopakhana. There is a Lalitopakhana, a big book, many chapters. The entire story of Lalitopakhana, Devi Mahatmya tells about many other asuras. Entire story of Lalitopakhana is Jagannatha, Devi, getting born to destroy one asura called Bandasura. Okay, you know what is Bandasura? Banda means in Kannada meaning? Stubborn. The stubborn asura will take many forms, many lifetimes. Okay. In essence, the story is Bandasura is about you, Jiva. Ego. It takes many forms. It takes Sattvic ego. I am Sattvic. It takes I am enlightened. So many egos will take that. The story of Devi. It's actually, you will wonder One asura killing that so many adhyayas, 36, 32 adhyayas are there. Entire adhyaya is about Devi trying to destroy the Bandasura. He will take different forms. What is the story? The real story is the story of ego. Okay? Right? It's told in a beautiful way. Devi Mahatmya. Okay? So, last moment you can take it. So now, last thought is very important. But you cannot create a last thought just like that. Okay? The last thought is summary of your life. Deep-rooted vasanas, whatever is there, it will come. That's why Upasaka, you said, Upasaka, Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says, very important. Om ityekaksharam vyaharam tejan deham kalevaram. Last thought has to be Om. Then you will get me. If some other thought comes, you'll go there. Why some other thought will come? Because that is important for him. Vasana. So Bhagavan will honor that. Oh, your vasana is there to go. Your vasana is not me. Huh? How is facilitating? Right? Okay. To give another example, one merchant, okay, he knows importance of last thought. All his children, he gives a name of God. 4 children: Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Vasudeva. At the time of death, anyway, last thought will be children's thought only, no? So intelligent. Okay. So he is dying. He knows he is dying. He calls Sankarshana, yes, father. Pradyumna, yes, father. Aniruddha, yes, father. Vasudeva, yes, father. All of them are coming. All wash me. Did you switch off the light in the shop? Okay. All say, no, sir. I thought we are very serious. We came running. Idiots, all of your donkeys. Who is going to pay the electricity bill? And the last thought is donkeys. So, universe you cannot defeat by strategy. Deep-rooted fundamental changes must happen for a upasaka. That's the meaning of that. Right? Okay. So, the Brahma Sutra glorifies a Gnani. Gnani, for him, death doesn't matter because he has already established, becomes Brahmanishta.
Yoga Nishta and Brahma Nishta.
Okay. Yoga Nishta means somebody who is committed to practicing yoga. He is not attained. It will come in now. In this sutra, Yoga Nishta will come. Okay. So, is that clear?
Painfully clear.
Painfully clear. Now, let us recollect what we did in the last class. You remember what I told in the last class? Last class, the death of a upasaka was told. Right? Death of a upasaka, the question of the Purvapakshi, the question who is the objector, is asking, will upasaka dying in the night time will go to Brahmaloka? Right? Why did he ask the question? Chandogya Upanishad says, a upasaka will go to Brahmaloka, okay, by taking the route of sun rays. Sun rays is not Brahmaloka. Sun rays is the station. He will go to Sushumna Nadi. He will go to sun. From there, sun he will go to what next journey will come in next sutra. So he is going to sun. So that's what is told in Chandogya. Now a doubt is raised. Somebody dies in the night. A upasaka dies in the night. Where is the sun? Right? Sun is not there. So he will not get to Brahmaloka. And remember what is the answer which is given by Shankaracharya? I told. So the presence, appearance of sun is not important. The radiation from the sun is there all the time. Okay. Even night time, there's warmth in the body. That's because of the radiation of the sun. You are connected to sun all the time. Whether it's winter or summer, you are connected to sun. And the example given is, sun has 7 colors: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. The nadis in your body, the 72 nadis in your body have that colors of sun. The nadis in your body vibrate with respect to vibration of sun. Okay. The pranic energy in your body is coming from sun. Then nadis are the pranic energy. So you are always connected to sun in the morning time or night time. I told you, right? And I told you that's the essence of Gayatri Upasana. Upasana is remembering the connection with the sun. So a Upasaka, whether it dies in night or morning, provided last thought is God's thought. Last thought is Brahman's thought. He will enter into Sushumna Nadi. And then he'll go to Sun, Surya Loka. After going to Sun Loka, Loka of Sun, what will happen next? We'll see in the next chapter. Right? That's what is told. Clear? So our body has many colors. Sri Shankaracharya tells that many colors are Vata, Pitta, Kapha, a combination of these. Right? Vata, Pitta, Kapha in Ayurveda has certain color combination. So the color combination is what is spoken of as nadis, and that is connected to sun in the Brahma Sutra teaching. A Upasaka, whether he dies in the morning or night, as long as his last thought is right, he'll go to Brahmaloka. Is that clear? Now the next objection is being raised. Okay. The next question, we have heard of Shabarimalai, Ayyappa, right? Shabarimalai Ayyappa, okay. We hear a Makara Velukku. Have you heard of that? On the day of Makara Sankranti, there's a light lit. Okay. It's called Makara Velukku. It's considered auspicious. That Makara Velukku or Makara light, the Makara Sankranti light, is to remind us the path of light. It's called Devayana Marga. And there's a path of darkness, Pitrayana. Dakshinayana period is called Pitrayana or path of darkness. Uttarayana called is path of light. This comes from the Bhagavad Gita Shloka 8.24 and 8.25. Agnir Jyot Rahas Shukla Shanmasa Uttarayanam Tatra Prayata Gachanti Brahma Brahma Vido Janaha. One who dies in Uttarayana, full moon night or morning time, he'll go to Brahmaloka. That means path of no return. Now this is told not about Gnani. Gnani will not go to any Loka. Okay. The Upasaka has sent his life, Salokya, Samipya, Sarupya. Now he's going to meet his deity through Brahmaloka. If he dies in Uttarayana Kala, morning time or full moon night, he'll go to Brahmaloka. That's called path of light. To remember, to tell us about the path of light, Uttarayana Marga, Shabarimalai, during Uttarayana time, they show the light. It's not just light. It's an indication of the path of light. Remember the path of light. That means Upasana you do all the time. Okay. The beautiful way it's done for Shabarimalai. Before people go to Shabarimalai, in Dakshinayana period, they will undertake 40 days of tapasya, intense spiritual practices. Right? They will abstain from meat, alcohol. They will do puja 2 times. That means Dakshinayana period you do sadhana. Uttarayana period is waiting for you to get mukti. Not mukti, Brahmaloka. It's not mukti, it's a krama mukti. Upasaka is a krama mukti. So that is shown as a light. That's a promise. If you have done sadhana in Dakshinayana, you can see Makara Veluk, and this is waiting for you. That's why Shabarimalai, after climbing the 18 steps, the first board you see is Tattvamasi. You are that. Okay. These 18 steps are Pancha Gnanendriya, Pancha Karmendriya. Right? Then Arishadvarga, Kama, Krodha, Mada, Matsara, Moha, Lobha, Vidya and Avidya. If you cross those 18 steps, you see Tattvamasi. The promise is you are not realized Tattvamasi till the Brahmaloka is waiting for you. That is the Makara Velukku. You are not merged with the deity, but you have done Upasana. For you, Brahma Jyoti, the Makara Velukku is shown. Right? This comes from Bhagavad Gita. Contrary to that, Dakshinayana Marga is there, path of return. After you die, Dhumo, Ratri, Shtata, Krishna, Shanmasa, Dakshinayanam, Tatra, Chandramasam, Jyotir Yogi, Prapya Nivartate. One who dies in Dakshinayana Marga, Dakshinayana Kala, or darkness of the light, okay, or smoke all indicates blackness, darkness. the yogi will return back. He's called yogi. No, not Upasaka, yogi. I'll tell you the difference. She asked the question, right? He will return to earth. That means he will go to Swargaloka, then he'll come back. So this is just to tell you, remember, make you understand. So then in Mahabharata, we have seen Bhishmacharya, right? Bhishmacharya gets a boon. What is the boon he gets? Ichha Marana. Okay? The Marana is when you want to die, you can die. Who gave the boon to Bhishma Ichha Marana? His father Shantanu. Shantanu wanted to marry Satyavati. Okay, Satyavati said, what happened to my children? Okay, Bhishma is there, your elder son. So then Bhishma takes a vow. I'll not get married. Okay, it's called Bhishma Pratitne, very intense commitment. So his father gives him a boon. You will become Ichhamarani. There's a boon is given. Mahabharata war time, Bhishma is shot. He doesn't die because he is Ichhamarani. Then Bhishma says, I want to live till Uttarayana Kala comes. Then immediately Duryodhana brings him a bed. Duryodhana. He's a chieftain of, he's a army chief of Duryodhana. No. Immediately get a cot. Hamsatulika. Hamsatulika means a bed which is for royal kings. Bhishma says, no, I'm a warrior. I want to sleep on bed of nails. Arrows. Bed of arrows, not nails. So then Arjuna creates a bed of arrows for Bhishma. Bhishma sleeps on that. And he waits till Uttarayana Kala. Okay, then he dies. Now the Purvapakshi is asking a question. Bhishmacharya is waiting till Uttarayana Kala. Okay. Is he Adnani? Because Upasaka, when he dies, doesn't matter. No. Is he Adnani or Upasaka? Bhishmacharya. If you said Bhishmacharya is Upasaka, then why should he wait till why should he wait? Right? If he is a Upasaka, in the earlier sutra you told, dying in the morning or dying in the night doesn't matter. Then why should it wait for? Yeah. So now, are you saying Bhishmacharya is Adnani? Are you saying Bhishmacharya is not Upasaka? Or you have to change your statement that dying in the morning or night matters. So this is the Purvapakshi's question now. Is it clear? The context of the sutra? Okay, now we'll chant. This sutra is called Dakshinayana Adhikaranam. Okay, this section is called Dakshinayana Adhikaranam. What happened at the time of Dakshinayana death? So the meaning, this sutra, SN Dakshinayana Adhikarana, is saying even if knower of Saguna Brahma means a Bhakta, Upasaka, he dies in Dakshinayana, he still will go to Brahmaloka. This is what Siddhanta is saying. Okay, it does not matter whether he dies. But then Purvapakshi has made a question. Krishna has told Dakshinayana Kala, you will return. Bhagavad Gita sloka. So you mean to say Krishna is wrong? That's the question. Okay, so let us chant. Om Athato Brahma Jidnasa. Om Ataschayane Api Dakshine. Om. This sutra number 516. Okay. So Sutrakara Vyasa Maharishi is saying, because of the same reason what is told earlier. What is told earlier? Same reason. Time does not matter for Upasaka. Dakshinayana Kala also doesn't matter for Upasaka. Death in Dakshinayana Kala doesn't matter for Upasaka. This is the teaching of the sutra by Vyasa Maharishi. Now what Shankaracharya says, we'll see. Is the context clear? So the Purvapakshi is saying, according to Bhagavad Gita, there is a Uttarayana Kala and Dakshinayana Kala. I told two slokas, right? 8.23 and 8.24. Uttarayana, if somebody goes, he goes to Brahmaloka. Dakshinayana, if somebody dies, he goes to Swarga and comes back. Uttarayana is a path of no return. Dakshina is a path of return. Who told so? Shri Krishna. Okay. That means for Upasaka, time of death matters. Right? My dear sir, in the last sutra, you told time of death does not matter. Either Krishna is wrong, or you have to agree that time of the death matters. Earlier commentary what you have given for the earlier sutra is wrong. Which one is true? See, the Purva Pakshi, one who asked the question, is a very, very intelligent person. Okay? These questions are asked with the proper knowledge to bring out the clarity in the teaching. They are not asked just like that. Right? Understood. Now, Siddhanti. Siddhanti means Vedavasa Maharshi or Shankaracharya. They say, in the case of Gnani, time of death is irrelevant. That's already told. What time he dies does not matter. Uttarayana Kala, Dakshinayana Kala, whether he dies in a war or disease, does not matter. And what he has, last thought he has, does not matter. Gnani. He is already Mukta, Jivan Mukta. There's no question about that. Upasaka can die anytime if he has done proper Upasana and his last thoughts are Brahman. He can die anytime and he can still get Krama Mukti. Right? That's true for Upasaka. For Upasaka, Krama Mukti is guaranteed whether he can die in the morning or night or Uttarayana Kala, Dakshinayana Kala. His Krama Mukti is guaranteed. He will go to Brahmaloka. For Adhyani, it does not matter. Anyway, he is condemned to come back. Uttarayana, Dakshina, morning, night, hospital, accident, still he is bound to come back. So, for whom time does not matter? Adnani, and Upasaka. Time does not matter. So, see, for Adnani, whatever time does, he is already Mukta. For Adnani, whatever he times, he is still bonded. Upasaka, whatever he times dies, he goes to Brahmaloka. No, all three, their destinations destinations fixed. But there's a confusion because of a teaching of Bhagavad Gita. How is the time relevant? Is a question. Correct? So that question is being asked. Okay. So Shankaracharya says, based on the previous sutra, what we told, you are connected to sun. Upasaka is connected to sun all the time. It's not just connected to sun. He has done upasana of that. Okay. Now this upasana is Vedic upasana, Gayatri Mantra upasana and Vedic upasana. He knows the connection. His nadis are connected to sun. He knows the route. It does not matter whether it's morning or night. He will go to Brahmaloka. Nadis are connected to sun all the time. So he quotes Chandogya Upanishad. Again, Chandogya Upanishad, chapter 8. Upasaka will go through Surya Rashmi, rays of sun. Okay. In the night time, rays of sun may not be visible. Right? Still we take the, and it is immediate. It doesn't wait till the morning. He'll follow with some rays or radiation. He'll follow the radiation. He'll go to Surya Loka. There's no time gap between death and going to Surya Loka. This is Chandogya Upanishad quoted. So based on that sutra, Upasaka will go irrespective of Uttarayana Kala or Dakshinayana Kala to Brahmaloka. Right? That is the reference. That is the Siddhanti is giving that. So now, Purva Pakshi is raising objection. Why did Bhishmacharya wait till Uttarayana Kala? Okay. So the real answer is given here. Bhishmacharya had a boon from his father, Shantanu. Okay. Bhishmacharya wanted to show the power of the boon of his father. He just wanted the glory of the father. See, Bhishmacharya immediately dies. Ichamara is not seen. Okay. So he wanted to give respect to his father, glorify his father, the power of Ichamarana. That's why he postponed his death first. Right? It is nothing to do with Uttarayana. Okay? He wanted to bring glory to his father. Shantanu's boon is really meaningful. That means he wanted to glorify his father at the time of death by making sure that his boon is still valid, not wasted. Right? It's not fake. Okay? Right? Now, also, Bhishmacharya waited because he wanted to give Jnana. Okay? Jnana to Yudhishthira. Okay? In Shanti Parva of Mahabharata, Bhishmacharya tells Yudhishthira how a king should be there, how he should rule. So Bhishmacharya didn't get this opportunity throughout these 14 years because he was always point of everywhere. So at the time of death, Bhishmacharya wanted to give Upadesha to Yudhishthira. So he postponed the death. At the time of death, Bhishmacharya wanted to glorify Bhagavan Vishnu by teaching Vishnu Sahasranama. Understand? So Bhishmacharya, for 3 reasons, he postponed the death. He wanted to postpone the death for 3 reasons. One is to glorify his father's boon. Second thing is he wanted to teach Dharmaraja duties of a king because he knows Dharmaraja is winning now. Future king. The third thing is he wanted to glorify Bhagavan Vishnu. Vishnu Sahasranama, what we say, Vishwam Vishnu Vashakara Bhuta Bhaya Bhautru is given by Bhishmacharya. 3 reasons. Okay. The 4th reason is there. 4th reason is Dakshinayana Kala. Bhishmacharya wants to remind all the common people, Adnanis, Dakshinayana Kala you want to spend in sadhana. Dakshinayana Kala is sadhana time. Okay. If you do sadhana in Dakshinayana Kala, Uttarayana Kala is Punya Kala. Adnani who has done sadhana in Dakshinayana Kala, if he takes a death in Uttarayana Kala, he'll get a Swargaloka. To show to others, teaching for Adnanis. Okay. In other words, Bhishmacharya didn't wait for a right time. He wanted to, his pending work he wanted to complete. What is it? His pending work he wanted to complete. Okay. Is it clear?
Make good use of it.
He wanted to use the boon for completing the pending work. For one is for the society, Loka Kalyana. Second part is for his father. The third thing is for teaching people. Dakshinayana Kala, actually Dakshinayana Kala, typically Dakshinayana Kala is a sadhana period. Guru Purnima is celebrated. On the day of Guru Purnima, we take a vow. Because Guru Purnima is actually Chaturmasa Vrata starts. In Guru Purnima, we take a vow. It's called Chaturmasa. We study teachings of Sanatana Dharma. There's a vow taken. Okay. That Chaturmasa is a period of sadhana. So you have done sadhana properly. Uttarayana Kala is auspicious for you. You want to tell the importance of sadhana and Uttarayana Kala also to Adnanis. So these 3 things made Bhishmacharya wait till Uttarayana Kala. His departure does not depend on Uttarayana Kala. He is already a Upasaka and possibly Gnani. Next sutra. Okay, let's recollect. Just to recollect. So this sutra, what we spoke of, Purvapakshi. Purvapakshi means he is raising questions so that we can get a clarity about scriptures. Uttarayana Kala is auspicious time for death as per Bhagavad Gita. And Dakshinayana Kala is not auspicious. Bhishmacharya waited till Uttarayana Kala. So Dakshinayana Kala is not auspicious. Earlier you told time does not matter for Upasaka. The answer given is the Chandogya Upanishad says Upasaka will take the sun rays with the time. It's not dependent on time. That's why all Upasakas will get mukti, provided the last thought is God. Then Bhishmacharya, why did he wait? Next question by Purvapakshi. Bhishmacharya waited to make sure that his father's boon is fulfilled, or not fulfilled, respected. His father is such a person. Second thing is he wanted to teach, give something to the society by teaching Yudhishthira. Then he wanted to tell common people that Dakshinayana period you have to use for sadhana and Uttarayana period is auspicious period. So these three things he accomplished by postponing his death. So next question, next sloka. What is it? Yeah.
He was completely aware of his
What is it?
once again, the definition of Uttarayana Kala Dakshinayana. Is it morning and evening time?
No, they will come now. It will come now. It will come now. All those questions will be answered. Right? Om Athato Brahma Jidnasa Om Om Yogina Prati Cha Smaryate Smarte Chaite Yogina Prati. That means with respect to yogis. Now the question, your question was yogi, right? You had asked the question yogi. Belonging to the class of smritis. So there are actually sadhana done according to smritis and sadhana done according to shrutis. That means sadhana done according to spiritual practice is done according to upasana done according to Vedas, and upasana done according to smritis. Smriti means Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Bhagavad Gita just quotes Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Patanjala, right? Ashtanga Yoga, all those are smriti. So there's a distinction between the shruti and smriti, sadhana. Okay, they are called yogins. They belong to a class of yogins called Sankhya Yoga, Sankhya and Yoga. For them, the destination is different. See, splitting the hair. So now Purvapakshi is raising another objection. 8.23 sloka, Bhagavad Gita. Shri Krishna says, I will declare the time in which yogins departing never return. Okay. And also the time when they return. That means there are two times. If you die in certain time, they'll not return. If they die in certain other time, they'll return. So I am going to tell you two times. It's in Bhagavad Gita 8.23. Purvapakshi is saying, see here, Shri Krishna is telling there is auspicious time and inauspicious time. Got it? See, is like this is actually entire thing is like more like a argument in the court. Okay? Purvapakshi is like an opponent lawyer. Right? Then a defendant lawyer is there. Prosecution and defendant. Shankaracharya and Shankaracharya and Vedavasa Maharishi is defendant. Okay, the Purvapakshi is opponent or prosecution lawyer, and they will be both will be referring to both defendant and prosecution lawyer in the court always refer to legal system only, Indian legal system, constitution only, right? And they'll raise objections. So here the Purvapakshi raises the objection based on the scriptures. He is saying Krishna is telling there are two times: time of auspicious time, inauspicious time. Okay. So now Siddhanti, defendant, Agnir Jyoti, Rahashukla, Shanmasa, Uttarayanam, Tatra, Prayata Gachanti, Brahma Vido Janaha, Bhagavad Gita 8.24. That question Shri Krishna says 8.23. I'll tell you over two parts, for yogins where they'll come in. Now, Agni Jyoti. Agni means fire. Jyoti means light. Ahaha means morning. Shukla means Shukla Paksa. That means full moon day. Three things, four things. What is it? Agni means light, fire. Jyoti means light. Ahaha means morning time. Shukla means full moon. That means everything indicating light, some form. Shanmasa, 6 months of Uttarayana. Okay, 6 months of Uttarayana. So when yogi dies in that time, he will go to Brahmaloka. Upasaka, when he says yogi here, Upasaka, Bhakta, he goes to Brahmaloka, provided his last thought is Brahman. If his last moment he changes the address, he'll go there. Fine print is there. Conditions apply. Brahma Vido Jana. Brahma Vida means knower of Brahman. This knower of not Brahman of Nirguna Brahma, Saguna Brahma. Janaha. Bhagavad Gita 8.24. Are we clear? So now the clarification given by Siddhanti. Kala here does not mean time. Uttarayana Kala, Dakshinayana Kala, it's not nothing to do with Uttarayana Kala and Dakshinayana Kala. Time. Okay. Because Agni has nothing to do with the time. Aita. Jyoti has nothing to do with the time. Right? Uttarayana is about time. Agni, Jyoti, Aha, Shukla. Shukla Paksha means 15 days, full moon. Correct? Their time, Agni, Jyoti is not time. Okay? Now, you have to take the whole meaning. Uttarayana is time, full moon is time, Aha is morning time, Agni and Jyoti is not time. So because Agni and Jyoti is not time, but they are all put in one line, you should not treat this as a time. You should treat this as a Devata who is responsible. Agni Devata, Jyoti Devata, Shanmasa Devata, Shukla Paksha Devata. And how Devatas will come in next sutra. Okay? Agni, Jyoti, Raha, Shukla, Shanmasa, Uttarayanam is nothing to do with the time. It has to do with the Devata who is responsible for the time. Who is Devata? What is the meaning of Devata?
Agents of God.
See, you have to understand the difference between Jiva and Deva. Okay? Jiva is an individual. Okay? Deva is universal. Okay? For example, I am able to see through my eyes because my eyes have consciousness power. Is it individual to me? It is there in your eyes also, her eyes also. The consciousness is common to all the eyes. What is common is universal. That is the force of God. It's called Devata. It's individually, I am Jiva. Okay? Universally, it's called Deva. So there are Devatas who are actually agents or servants of Brahman, Bhagavan, Ishvara, Saguna Brahma. So that Devata is being spoken of is nothing to do with the time. That clarification is given. Now, why it has nothing to do with time? My Lord, there's a legal objection. Why there's nothing to do with time? That objection is told. Suppose somebody dies in Uttarayana Kala, but Amavasya night, you know what will happen to him? If you are saying Uttarayana Kala, Shukla Paksha has to die, if he dies, same Upasaka, he dies telling the Lord's name in Amavasya time, in Uttarayana Kala, then where will you go? Okay? Understand? Scriptures are there to make you give you clarity. Now, if this question is asked, now let's take the other way. Dakshinayana Kala, somebody dies, but during full moon night, then where will you go? Or Dakshinayana Kala, somebody dies during morning time, where will you go?
Contradiction will be there.
The contradiction is there if you interpret this as time. Okay? So it's nothing to do with the time. The time is prescribed for your sadhana. Uttara Dakshinayana Kala is time for sadhana. Okay? Now, That's because 8.26 next sloka, 8.24 to 5 is Uttarayana Kala, Dakshinayana Kala. 8.26 Shri Krishna says, I am speaking of the two paths. He doesn't speak of two times. Okay? It's not about two times, it is about two paths. That comes in the 8.26. Sri Krishna himself is giving clarification. I'm speaking of path. But we are confusing the time. Okay? So now again the question comes. There are two paths. Okay? Sri Krishna is saying there are two paths. One path is superior, one path is inferior. And how can he say, if you are not about speaking of time, there must be speaking about path which is superior and inferior. One who goes in superior path will go to Mukti, Brahmaloka, and one who goes in inferior path will go to Swargaloka and comes back. So now the Purvapakshi is leaving the question about time. He is catching all the path. So that one path is going to Brahmaloka and other path is going to Sarga. It means Upasaka has two paths. Are you okay? Huh? Last time we told Upasaka, whatever time he dies, he'll go to Brahmaloka. Time. Now the question of time is changed into path. Sri Krishna says there are two paths. The Uttarayana Marga and Dakshinayana Marga. It's called Marga, not Kala. Okay, Uttarayana Marga is called Devayana Marga. Dakshinayana Marga is called Pitrayana Marga. So now the question of time is shifted now. It's path. This way goes to Mysore, this way goes to Bangalore, like Bombay. So like that, one road goes to Brahmaloka and other road goes to Swargaloka. So now you agree that Upasaka has two paths. Right? Krishna cannot be wrong. Okay? Right? Shruti cannot be wrong. Upanishad cannot be wrong. Now what is right? So now you tell me what is right in this. Is the question clear?
Yes.
You ask that, okay? So is the question clear? No. Siddhanti is telling Upasakas are two types. Ultimately about Jiva. Upasakas are two types. Okay? Those who do Upasana as per the Vedic injunction, the teaching of Vedas. Vedic Upasana has 108 Vidyas. So somebody has done Upasana according to the Vidya. For him, the path does not matter, time does not matter. Right? Because as a part of Upasana, he knows the path and path very clearly. There's a Dhara Vidya. Dhara Vidya means meditate Brahman in your heart. There's a Omkara Upasana. There's a Gayatri Upasana. Many of these Upasanas, you know exactly path of journey. And you know you are connected with Devata already. That's called Vedic Upasana. It's called Shauta. Huh? Shruti Upasana. Panchagni Vidya. They're all Upasana based on the. No, Sri Vidya comes in the different type of Upasana. Smriti. Okay. So there are some Upasanas which are prescribed in Vedas. As a part of teaching Upasana, Guru has taught him the path, the clarity. Everything is told. What's in Vedanta? Veda is told clearly. Already he is very clear. For him, the time on path does not matter. But Sri Krishna here is speaking of yogis. Okay? Who are not following Vedic Upasana. They are following Yoga Sutra, Sankhya or Yoga. Okay, it's called Smriti. They are called yogis. For yogis, the time and path matters. Are you clear? So that's what Sri Krishna tells and what Shruti tells, that there's no contradiction. These are called Shrauta Upasaka. That means Shrauta means those who follow Shruti. Then those who follow Smriti is called Smarta Upasakas. Smarta means not direct teaching of Veda. Patanjali Yoga Sutra is also valid yoga path. Sankhya Yoga is also valid path. But it is not, it is derived from Vedas, not a direct Vedic teaching. Smarta Upasaka, for him, time of death or path matters. I'll answer the question. Right? So are we clear now? See how sharp arguments are. Without this, we have created a lot of concepts. Okay. To summarize, now the Purva Pakshi is asking next question. Sri Krishna himself has told in Bhagavad Gita 8.23, I will declare the time in which yogins departing will never return, and also the time when they return. Bhagavad Gita 8.23. So Sri Krishna is telling two times, auspicious time and inauspicious time. In 8.24, he gives the auspicious time, Uttarayana Marga. Agnir Jyotirah Shukla Shanmasa Uttarayanam Tatra Prayata Gachanti Brahma Vido Janaha. Somebody dies in Shukla Paksha, somebody dies in Uttarayana Marga, Uttarayana Kala, somebody dies in morning time, he will go through Brahma Loka. Somebody dies in Dakshinayana Kala or night time, Amavasya time, he will go to Sarga and come back. So the answer given by Siddhanti is not time is mentioned here. Okay, it's nothing to do with time. It's about Devata, Agni Devata, Jyotir Devata, Devata of morning, Devata of Uttarayana Kala is mentioned. Okay. So now if you say Uttarayana and Dakshinayana, then it causes confusion if you consider time. Somebody dies in Uttarayana Kala but dies in the Amavasya day. Where will you go? So you should not treat Uttarayana and Dakshinayana as time. Then Sri Krishna himself has said, Shukla Krishna Gatir Hete in 8.6. Shukla Krishna, path of light and path of darkness. There are two paths, Marga. It's not about Kala. Sri Krishna himself has given clarification. Then the question comes, oh, Upasaka has two paths. If there's no time, he will be lost in the path, two paths. Then the clarification is given. There are two types of Upasaka. Shrauta Upasaka and Smarta Upasaka. Shrauta Upasaka is who follows Vedas, Vedic meditation. Smarta Upasaka is one who follows Yoga, Sankhya, or Puranic Upasana. Puranic Upasanas we do worship of deities, right? Or Tantra. So they're all Smarta. So for Smarta Upasaka, the time and direction and the path matters. For Shrauta Upasaka, one who follows Vedas, everything is clear. Okay, this completes fourth chapter, second pada. Fourth chapter, third pada is onward journey of Upasaka up until he reaches Brahmaloka. How various devatas will come and will guide him from onward journey. Okay, so let us close and then I'll answer the questions. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti 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 Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamuduchyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Nanu Nanembudu Nanalla Ideha Manabuddhi Nanalla Sachidanandatma Shivananunane Shivoham Shivoham Shivoham. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect, I'm pure consciousness, Shosrupi. Atma Darshanam, Brahma Darshanam, Brahma Darshanam, Satya Darshanam. To know the self is to know God. To know God is to be God. To be God is to know the truth. Antarjyotihi, Bahirjyotihi, Pratyak Jyotihi, Paratpara, Jyotireva Jyotihi, Swayam Jyotihi, Atma Jyotihi, Shivosmiham. I am the light of the self. Atma Jyoti. Light of the self illuminates the physical world, outer world. Light of the self illuminates the mental world. I am the light beyond all lights, Paranjyoti, supreme light. I am Swayam Jyoti, self-luminous light. I am the light of love, peace, and wisdom, Atma Jyoti. Lokaha samastaha, Sukhino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha, Sukhino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha, Sukhino bhavantu. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Okay. With that, we'll conclude today's session. Now, questions.
This Kala, once again, the definition. Uttarayana is the morning time and evening time.
No. See, in Bhagavad Gita, there are two slokas, 8.24, 25. Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says 2 times. Okay. They are actually since time immemorial, our ancestors speak of 2 paths, Uttarayana Marga, Dakshinayana Marga. Okay, path of light and path of darkness. Right? So Uttarayana Marga is called path of light and Dakshinayana Marga is called path of darkness. So the Uttarayana Marga path of light is shown by Makara Veluku. Okay, indicated. That means there is a path of light. What is the path of light? A Upasaka, one who has meditated till last minute, if he goes on path of light, then he will go to Brahmaloka, his Ishtadevata Loka. Right? But he has to meditate till last breath. Right? That's what it's told. So that Sri Krishna says, Shanmasa Uttarayana. He gives in the form of Agni Jyoti Raha Shukla Shanmasa Uttarayana. Agni means fire, Jyoti means light, Ahaha means morning, right? Shukla Paksha means full moon night. Shanmasa Uttarayana. Uttarayana Kala is auspicious. It appears as though Sri Krishna is telling about auspicious time. Okay. Then he says Shanmasa Dakshinayana, night, new moon, then darkness, and Dakshinayana Kala, if somebody dies, he will go to Sargaloka and come back. That means path of return, path of light and path of return. Now that gives us to a confusion for us. Oh, the time is important for a death.
Yeah.
Okay. I have all my life I have done sadhana, upasaka, and at the time of he has remembered God. So it is very wrong to say at certain time only he has to die. Then you are actually putting unfair clauses. So the answer is no. It's not about Shri Krishna is not about time, telling time. She is telling about 2 paths. So in the path, Agni, Jyoti, Aha, Shukla, Shanmasa, Uttarayana, the Devatas are waiting for him. So how Devatas are waiting for him will come in next Brahma Sutra. So those Devatas will take him to Brahmaloka. It does not matter if he dies in the morning or night or any time. Right? The time of a death of a Bhakta does not matter.
Bhakta is not Ajnani.
Bhakta is Adnani. See, Bhakta is going through path of Krama Mukti. So that means his Mukti is not, if his Mukti is not over, he has to do further journey. He has to go to Ishtadevata Loka or Brahma Loka. There he has to spend many millions or millions of years with Devata to study further. Okay? This education is not complete. He will complete the education there. That's why he has a journey. Whereas Gnani has no journey. Gnani's journey has ended here. So the question of time or space or further journey doesn't come to the case of Gnani. He has become Jivan Mukta. Correct? But in case of Upasaka only this doubt is coming. Because he is doing a further journey. In case of Adnani, there's no doubt. Because whatever time he dies, whatever way he does, he will come back to earth. Then Dakshinayana Kala, when we speak of, when person dies in Dakshinayana Kala, he goes to Sargaloka. He is not a Upasaka. He is ritualistic. He has followed everything in Vedas. He has done Agni Karya, he has done Agnihotra, he has done Panchayadna. Okay, but he has not understood the inner meaning of that. For him, everything is external action. That means he has got enormous punya. Okay, The punya is there, but he's not an upasaka. He is a expert in karma kanda, ritual. He has got a punya. Because he has got a punya, he'll go to Sargaloka. So that is this thing. Right? Now, this is not speaking of ordinary people. Ordinary people, there's nothing. This Uttarayana, Dakshinayana doesn't matter actually. Anyway, you die, anything you die, you'll come back.
But for an Adnani also, the last moment of death when he remembers God, there's no point.
See the Adnani, when Adnani, Upasaka, and ordinary Adnani, there's a difference. Okay? Upasaka is somebody has throughout his life has put intense effort. Okay? And for him, last moment is a summary of his effort. He remembers God. Adnani, last moment, throughout his life, he has spent time in masala dosa, idli dosa, and all those time. His mind is going somewhere. How can he remember God at the last time? For Upasaka himself, there is a chance that his mind will deviate at the last time. You know, you are saying, like, we are saying, let's say, two types of students. Right? A student, a very diligent student who is studying for IIT. Listen carefully. There are two types of students. One type of student is studying very well for IIT. Very carefully he is studying for IIT. Daily 20 hours he is studying. Okay. Now his chance of getting into IIT is very better. Last minute exam he will write something properly. Okay. Then he will get into IIT. Then another student is there. 2 full years he has enjoyed life, going to movie, playing something, playing video games. Okay. Now when the IIT paper comes, he will write the proper answer. Is it? The student who is spending time like is called Adnani. Whereas the Upasaka is the first type of student. He is a brilliant student. He has studied well. Okay. Now, the scriptures say, even if you have studied well, last minute exam time, you may get tension and you may do something else. Upasaka, he last minute thought something else, so he'll go somewhere else. It's like saying, IIT student, you have studied well, but write exam well in the examination.
This question you answered properly.
Is it clear now?
Very clear.
You have studied 2 years or 4 years for IIT very well, but last half an hour when the exam is there, have you writing the right answer? That's the question. It's possible that people have studied for 2 years very hard and this thing, but last minute they go blank. Then fail. That's what is the Upasaka is about.
How quickly can a jnani become an Upasaka, all those are.
That's all maturity. Right? It's all maturity. Okay.
Is that also karmically or
No. It's karmic. Karmic is not karma is not something happens to you. Karma is what you create. I mean, your question is how much time will Adnani will become Upasaka will become Adnani, how much time? So I'll ask you a question. Other question. You have children, right? How many children are there? 2 children. How old are they?
20 and 16.
Okay. What is 20-year-old doing? What is doing? Engineering. So your question is how quick a baby can become to engineering? It has to go through process of learning and maturity. Right? That's why Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bahunam Janmanamante Gnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sadurlabha. The maturity happens not just one time, lifetime. Many lifetimes maturity happens. Then he gets Jnana. Okay.
But if the Ajnani takes a path of surrender and completely surrenders to God, you take over my life.
No, my dear. See, the question is to surrender is not simple. The surrender is the highest Jnana. Right? So we say surrender to God. Is it easy to surrender? Right? If there's a Sarva Dharman Paritijya Mamekam Sharanam Raja Aham Tvam Sarva Babebhyo Moksheshyami Masha. Surrender to me, everything is clear. But to come to that level of surrender, how much maturity is required? Right? Ultimately, Jnana also means surrender. Bhakti also means surrender. Jnani also surrenders. Jnani surrenders the ego. Bhakti also surrenders the ego. Okay, ultimately surrender of ego. That's all it means. But is it easy to
So
come?
you have to reach to jnani to surrender also.
No. A bhakta can also surrender. A gnani also can surrender. A bhakta can surrender. Okay, so you have to understand the difference between the bhakta and gnani. Okay, gnani is bhakta first and then mukta next. Gnani is bhakta first and then mukta first. Gnani has to be bhakta first. Otherwise, he cannot be gnani. They say gnani is bhakta first and mukta next. Sri Shankaracharya is great bhakta. Then he is gnani. Okay, gnani is bhakta first and mukta next. No doubt about it. Now, why somebody has to be bhakta? Because bhakta means love. Love for God is intense. Then only you take up gnana. If you have love some subject, only you take up, right? I love physics. Then only I will study physics now. So that's why it takes the path of gnana. Bhakta only becomes mukta. Bhakta and mukta cannot be separated out in that sense. Gnani. Whereas bhakta, right? He says, Gnani and Bhakta, the Tattvamasi Vakya is there, no? That the word. Tattvamasi. You are that. Right? You are that. So Gnani understands ego is nothing. I am that Brahman. When ego is zero, I am that Brahman. Ego is not real, then I am Brahman. Right? Aham Brahmasmi, he says. Tattvamasi. Bhakta says, Tvam eva asi. You are alone there. I'm not there. See, Gnani says, I am God when ego drops. The ego is gone. I am God. I am Brahman. Then the ego called body, mind, intellect is gone. Aham Brahmasmi. Right? Tvam, I am Tat. I am that. I am Brahman. Because ego is not there. Not the body, not the mind, not the intellect. So Gnani, Bhakta says, I am not there. You alone are there. Bhakta takes Bhagavan, Gnani takes Bhagavan to be himself. Bhakta drops himself and says Bhagavan alone is there. Tattvamasi is to be interpreted this other way. Tvamevasi, you are alone there. Right? Bhakta. Gnana says, I am alone there. Where I am includes ego is dropped. So both mean, Gnana and Bhakti means dropping of the ego, surrender of ego. Understand? Both mean surrender. So Gnani uses a process knowledge to surrender the ego. Bhakta says he doesn't go through, he doesn't have to worry too much. He says God alone is there. He surrenders to Ishvara. That means ego is dropped. Ego is surrendered. Ultimately, surrender means surrender of ego. Okay. Gnani also surrenders to ego. Bhakta also surrenders to ego. Gnani surrenders to ego through a process of Gnana. Then he realizes God alone is there as myself. So Bhakta says, understands, I am helpless, I am hopeless. You alone are there. Both are surrender. But is surrender that easy? That question I am asking. Huh?
Once you surrender, it's easy.
Once you surrender, it's easy. But do you surrender is easy? Ego doesn't give up that easily. Okay? Surrender also becomes a strategy of ego. Ego has many strategies. Surrender is one of the strategies of ego. I met one person who was going through a lot of business losses, severe business losses, doing downturn. He said, Prabhu, my business is severe losses, lot of loans. I have surrendered to Bhagavan. No, Bhagavan will take care. There is surrender is for Bhagavan to take care. That means his business actually somebody has to improve. Bhagavan has to improve. So that's not surrender. Surrender means Bhagavan, whatever happens is thy will. Okay. Here there's an agenda attached. Ego has an agenda always. Understand? When all our agendas are gone, there's a surrender. Right? Most of the time we use the surrender with an agenda. A clause. Bhagavan, I surrender to you. Please make sure that. As if Bhagavan doesn't know. Right? Our surrender is our technology for educating Bhagavan. Okay? So surrender is when happens, when you say, I don't understand everything, you know everything. It's like, whatever happens to me is your grace. That much of surrender do we have. In Dasa Purandadasa Kannada says, Halalladar haku, nirladar haku. You put me in milk or you put me in water, it's thy will. But many of us, our surrender is a strategy. I want milk only, but I surrender to you. That's not surrender. Surrender. Kamya. But it is quoted in other language. Okay. A real surrender. The moment you really surrender, you are mukta. Okay. There's no next. There's no step. A bhakta or mukta are the same. The moment they surrender, ego. But that surrender is not that simple. Any questions on Zoom? Are we clear? Anybody has a question on Zoom?
Hari Om.
Hari Om, Nisha.
Guruji, I have a question. I'm just contemplating. Was Bhishma a jnani or a upasaka?
He is a upasaka.
Okay.
And possibly a jnani.
Okay.
A jnani or jnani, okay, whatever it does is for loka kalyana.
Okay.
Right? A jnani, even at the time of death, he'll think of the world. How can I do some loka kalyana?
Okay.
Right? So jnani does not live for himself.
Okay.
So Bhishma, last act, he wanted to glorify his father, which is personal. He wanted to help Yudhishthira to rule the kingdom, dharma, and he wanted to educate people about
Vishnu Sahasranama.
Vishnu Sahasranama and also sadhana. Dakshinayana Kala you use for sadhana.
Okay.
So that way, a life of Vednani is, last thought of Vednani is Loka Kalyana.
Yeah. Yes, Guruji. So Guruji, we also don't know whether we are smarta upakas or shrauta upasakas, where we stand.
Say, Nanu Nanimbudu Nanalla is a Shruti.
Okay.
It is not Upasana, it's Nana.
Okay.
Now we are speaking of Upasana.
Okay.
In Shruti, there are different types of Upasana. For example, Kundalini Upasana is Smarta, Smriti.
Okay.
Right? Sri Vidya Upasana comes from Shruti.
Okay.
Dahara Vidya comes from Shruti. Omkara Upasana comes from Shruti. So depending on Upasana practice which you follow,
okay.
So it will be Shruti Upasana or Smriti Upasana. Puranic Upasanas are there. I'll worship Sri Krishna, I'll worship Ganesha, I'll worship Vishnu. They are all Smriti.
Okay.
Right? I worship, I do Upasana of Omkara. That's a Shrauta. There are 108 Upasanas in Vedas. They are called Shrauta Upasana.
Okay.
There are different types of Upasana in Purana. Ganapati Upasana, Shakti Upasana, they are called Smarta Upasana. Smriti.
Okay. Okay, Guruji, clear.
Then this Yogic Upasana. Meditate on third eye, meditate on chakras. They're all part of a yogic.
Yogic. Okay.
Right? Are we clear now?
Yes, Guruji, clear.
Anybody else have any questions?
Shtanga Namaskar, Prabhuji. This is Murthy here.
Yes, Murthy. Nashimurthy.
Yes.
Yes, Nashimurthy.
This is between Bhakta and Jnani. The differentiating factor is Buddhi, that is intellect. So in both cases, Ahankara is completely dropped. Only Jnani seems to be superior because there is no fluctuations or variations in because of the knowledge he has.
Okay.
Is my understanding correct?
No, not the question is not clear.
The differentiating factor between Bhakta and Jnani is Buddhi alone.
Not really. Bhakta also has a Buddhi. Okay. See what happens. Jnani uses a Vedantic Vichara, neti, not this, to understand what remains is Brahman. So Bhakta also uses a process. Iti. Everything is God. Everything is Ishvara. Okay. So, right. So Bhakta surrenders everything to Ishvara. Okay. Jnani understands nothing is real. Only Brahman is real. So the process of understanding is different in case of Bhakta and Jnana, but understanding is same. Finally. So Bhakta says, nothing is mine. Everything is thine. So Jnani says, nothing is real. Only you are real. I am real.
Okay.
The process which goes through in the mind of Bhakta and Jnani is slightly different, but end result is same.
Got it, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ultimately, it's dropping of the ego, both the cases.
If possible, I have another basic question, fundamental question.
Yes, please.
In this, ನಾವು ಹೇಳೋದು ನಾನು ಅನ್ನುವುದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಹಂಕಾರ ಮತ್ತೆ ಚಿತ್ತ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಸಿಟ್ಲಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಅಹಂಕಾರ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಎಂಬುದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ahankara is mentioned.
No. See, nanu, whatever you say nanu,
Yes.
what is the word called ahankara?
Yeah.
Ahankara means whatever I call myself is called ahankara.
Identity.
Whatever
Yes.
identity, right?
Yes.
So if, for example, I am a man is identity.
Yes.
I am a woman is identity, or I am an engineer is identity.
Yes.
So that is noted by the word called nanu.
Yes.
Correct, no?
Yes.
Whatever identity, including I am a bhakta is also identity. I am a jnani is also identity.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
so, nanu, whatever nanu you call is nanalla. Right?
Ahankara part is covered there.
No, ahankara
Yes.
is a product of chitta.
Oh.
See, ahankara itself has no existence.
Yes.
So, for example, I call myself as husband because I have chitta or memory of my wife.
Correct.
I call myself as body because whatever experience I have gone through by body is me.
Yes.
So the chitta, outcome of chitta is ahankara.
Perfect. Very nice.
Got it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Right?
Yeah.
So actually nanu, the thought called nanu covers the entire mind. Manasu, buddhi, ahankara, chitta, everything is covered by the thought called nanu.
So that complete antakarana is nanu.
Nanu. That's why Ramana Maharshi says, inquire who am I? If you inquire who am I, it's a complete process of inquiring about into the nature of mind.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Are you clear?
Yeah.
Anybody else has any questions?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you. Hari Om.